What's up, my Central Unit? It's the Central Man here. So this is my review of WWE Clash of Champions 2020. Before I start this review, there's two things I'm going to talk about first before I get to the actual review on Clash of the Champions 2020. First off, um, the next pay-per-view, or really the next pay-per-view review will be NXT Takeover 31. That'll be next week. I don't know why they did it week after for this show. I'd rather they done it, a few weeks. I don't know, and I know it's like I think it's on the 4th of October. I don't know why they put it on the 4th. I'd rather they put it like a few weeks later because I'm not going to get into it, but like there's some free matches confirmed. I think you got Candice LeRae, Io Shirai, Candice LeRae for the NXT Women's Championship. Then you got Damian Priest versus Johnny Gargano for the North American Championship, and Finn Balor versus Kyle O'Reilly, one half of the Undisputed Era, or one quarter of the Undisputed Era, for the NXT Championship. I don't know why they did it in October. It's really got me off guard. I thought they'll probably do it a week. Really like a week before AEW's all Full Gear. I'm gonna say All Out, but it's Full Gear because Full Gear is on the 7th. It's just that's for me, but it's just like I don't know. I checked the card for Takeover 31, and it could be good. Who knows? It's very rare they did it in October. For the last time they did it in October was about 5 years ago, because mostly they do their really takeover shows in November. The night before Survivor Series. So I don't know. I'll still cover it. I like the takeover shows. Anyway, let's get back to Clash of the Champions. Anyway, so not Clash of the Champions, but Clash of Champions. Sorry. This week will be my review of Clash of the Champions 6. Anyway, there's two matches. Actually, there's one match is officially cancelled from the show, and that is the I'm gonna say NXT. The WWE Women's Tag Team Championship match. You got Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler defending the belts against the Riot Squad. That is Ruby Riott and Liv Morgan. Unfortunately, both Nia and Shayna, and even like Nikki Cross, is also not going to compete for the show because they got pulled out from the card in the last minute. I don't know why. It could be injury. It could be COVID. I don't want to get into it, but the SmackDown Women's Championship match is happening, but the Women's Tag Team title match is not. Anyway, so the only match on the pre-show, we had Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura defending the SmackDown Tag Team Championships against the Lucha House Party. I'm guessing it's I think that's Kalisto and Gran Metalik. The match was meh, just meh. It was okay. Nothing fantastic, but wasn't bad. It was okay. In the end, Cesaro hit. I think it was Metalik or Kalisto. I think it's one of the member of the Lucha House Party with a Cesaro swing and a Kinshasa combo to win this match and retain the tag team titles. It's all predictable that I call it like Cesaro and Shinsuke are going to retain the tag team belts on the show, and they did. So it was an okay match for what it is. Anyway, so the commentators for Clash of the Champions of 2020 on Raw, you got Tom Phillips, Baron Saxton, and Samoa Joe. I fucking hate that. It's really sad. Why I hate Baron Saxton and Tom Phillips. They're fucking bland. They're never good. I don't know why they got rid of them. If I was Vince right now, I'd rather just release them. You know, rather bring up for me. I'd rather bring up Mauro Ronaldo and Corey Graves together, and maybe I call maybe I give JBL a second chance, calling JBL on SmackDown, Ronaldo and Corey Graves on Raw. Anyway, so the first match to kick off, Clash of the Champions of 2020 on the main show. We got a triple threat ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship. Jeff Hardy, the champion, defended the belt against Sami Zayn and AJ Styles. In my opinion, this is match of the night. It was awesome, an awesome ladder match. It took really like some bad spills, like not really bad spills, but like one more of the match. Basically, I think it was 2 moments of the match. Actually, Sami Zayn took like 2 back body drops on the ladder. Jeff Hardy took really like one more of the match. He kind of fell off the ladder. He kind of landed on his shoulder. He didn't like broke his shoulder, but he's very lucky he did not broke his shoulder. But he lived. He survived. I feel like he kind of like one more of the match. He kind of like went ribs first on. There was like one ladder was facing upside down. I think one more of the match. I think Styles grabbed like a small ladder. He kind of threw it towards Sami Zayn. He was climbing on the ladder, trying to grab the titles. Styles trying to. I think he's throw the small ladder. I think he didn't really. I thought he hit it on Zayn, on one of Zayn's legs to knock him off, but instead he knocked the ladder off, and Zayn went knocked off the ladder. So AJ hit like he kind of hit like a moonsault and a really reverse DDT combo. That was cool. And Jeff Hardy being Jeff Hardy. Before I get to this, I need to piss first. Be right back. I'm back. So anyway, Jeff Hardy did a typical Jeff Hardy spot. If you watch Jeff Hardy's matches in the past, in these ladder matches, whether it's a TLC match or even a Money in the Bank ladder match, he does that crazy spot. Like he basically did he did a swanton bomb. I think it's on AJ Styles, I think, and the ladder kind of broke. That was a really typical Jeff Hardy spot. It was cool. In the end, like you got Sami Zayn. Basically, he grabbed like pairs of handcuffs. He kind of cuffed Jeff Hardy's ear onto one of the ladder, and then he got another handcuffs and basically handcuff AJ Styles onto the ladder. It was going towards near the tiles. That was good creative for dastardly heel for Sami Zayn. When he handcuffed Jeff Hardy's ear, I think it's on his earlobe onto the ladder. It's kind of like I think it's not that cringy when Randy Orton basically stabbed Jeff Hardy's earlobe with the screwdriver. That was like cringeworthy, but this was okay. And in the end, Sami Zayn climbed the ladder, grabbed the 2 tiles, and won this match. And then you got, I think it's Kayla Braxton, basically this female ring interviewer. Sorry. Basically, she answers the stupidest question: "What do you feel like really winning the title?" And Sami Zayn says he never lost the title, and he was bang on because Sami Zayn never lost the title. I don't know why they took him off in I think it was in May or no, I think it was in April he took him off. I don't know why they did that. It's so stupid. Yeah, they did the whole IC title tournament that AJ Styles won. I thought they were gonna do like AJ wins the title, and you probably do AJ Sami Zayn for the unification belt of the Intercontinental title match. But unfortunately, he came back in the summer. I think they had no plans, but or kind of drop it. But I don't want to get into it. But anyway, it's a good win for Sami Zayn. I want to see. I can see. I think the direction of the IC title picture is going to be between Sami Zayn and Jeff Hardy. I think AJ needs to stay away from. He needs to back away from the mid card scene. I think he's done. He needs to get back in the world title scene. It's been AJ hadn't been in the title scene for like a year and a half, nearly going on nearly 2 years. Last time he was in the title scene, for like the I think like for Daniel Bryan for the WWE title at the Royal Rumble in 2019. And after that he was not in the world title picture ever since. He needs to get back in the title picture, man. I don't think with Roman as the champion, I'm guessing he's gonna go back to. I think he's gonna go to Raw because you got the draft this Friday. Anyway, so yeah, it was match of the night. It was fantastic. Took some wild bumps. It was a really wild match. Anyway, so the next match we got Asuka defending the Raw Women's Championship against Zelina Vega. The match was okay. Zelina Vega, I'm not saying she's a terrible wrestler. She did okay. She had some moments. She could kind of hang, but she's not. She's not really a ring general. I don't think she's that good. She was not that good in TNA. A decade prior. In that tag team with Sarita. She was Rosita. They were part of this group known as Mexican America? It's called. That was basically just a knockoff version of fucking LAX. Anyway, the whole bulk of the match, Zelina kind of worked on the arm of Asuka. She did like some moves, but mostly working on the arm of Asuka. In the end, Asuka locked the Asuka lock onto Zelina Vega. So Zelina Vega tapped out. And afterwards, you thought it was a bit of respect between Asuka and Zelina Vega. Asuka and Zelina, I feel they did like a Japanese bow. But instead, Zelina attacked the arm of Asuka, and Asuka cut a promo. He grabbed the mic, shouting in Japanese. I started to like Asuka. I feel like they give Asuka a chance because it's Vince. Vince, people crap on people don't like Japanese wrestlers because they cannot. All they do is kicks. What the fuck? Because the chance to see a Japanese wrestler to be a world champion in America is not going to happen. Who knows? It might break the barrier, but right now you see Japanese wrestlers winning the women's title. With you see Asuka in the main roster, and then you got right now you got Io Shirai as the NXT Women's Champion, and then in AEW you got Hikaru Shida. And yeah, the two Japanese wrestlers who won the belt were Riho and Hikaru Shida. Anyway, so yeah, it was an okay match, but Selena is just not. She's a bit. I don't say she's green, but she's okay, but not. It's not really a worthy challenger for Asuka, man. Anyway, so moving on to the next match. The next match, we got Bobby Lashley defending the United States title against Apollo Crews. This is a rematch from Payback. The match was okay. I feel like this is rematch. This is a typical main roster pay-per-view in WWE these days. Just rematch after rematch and rematch. Sometimes it's a good thing, but sometimes it could be it gets really annoying because they're not just for pay-per-views. They're for like Raw and SmackDown. Anyway, it was an okay match. Apollo had some offense. And in the end, I think like Lashley locked in the. I think they clipped the Hurt Lock onto Apollo Crews. Apollo Crews tapped out. Lashley retains the title. It's only like MVP and Shelton Benjamin. I did my research. I watched BC Amplify's review on Monday Night Raw weeks ago that Shelton Benjamin joined the group. Unfortunately, not Benjamin. Cedric Alexander. Sorry. Unfortunately, I don't know what happened to Cedric Alexander. He, he's not showing up. I don't want to get into it, but I started to like the Hurt Business. Reminds me of the beatdown clown in TNA. Anyway, so I think the reason why Lashley's doing that lock, I think because he broke Chris Masters' Master Lock. I think it was way back in 2006 or 2007. That could be the reason why you start doing this full Nelson hold, the full Nelson lock. Anyway, so it was okay, but I think it's like a match you already seen it. Okay, and then we got the Raw Tag Team title match. We got the Street Profits defending the belts against Arandre, Cien Almas. I call him Cien Almas because they kind of shorten his name to Andre. I can't pronounce his name properly. And then also you got Angel Garza as Arandre tag partner. This is about Selena Vega. I'm guessing Selena's, she cannot be, two places at once because she was, fought against Asuka for the women's belt. Anyway, this is similar to to the previous match. I feel like this is a rematch you see time after time after again. Like I said, the tag team division in both Raw and SmackDown is shit. Arandre and Garza, they had some moments of the match. They had some offense. But in the end, the Private Party got the victory. I think it's what's his name? Not Mortez Ford. I think it's Angelo Dawkins. I think Dawkins hit like a spine buster. I can't remember the name of it, what they call, but hit like the spine buster. I think it's on Garza to score the victory. So yeah, Street Profits basically retained the tag team titles. And that's the problem. I hate the Street Profits. They're basically they are the PG version of the Private Party. I like the Private Party of AEW. You got like Justin Roberts. It's so funny. Like sometimes you call it like what's it called? Was it 24 ounces of vodka cranberry? They can't because WWE cannot say alcohol on television. Because of how pussified WWE is, it's so PG. What AEW did, they just like it says like, they didn't call announce the weights of the wrestlers, but total combined weight. They just say 24 ounces of vodka cranberry. Vodka and cranberry. That's the entrance of the Private Party. Every time I watch AEW Dynamite or even the pay-per-views, the Private Party is just basically just a PG version of the Private Party. Yeah, Street Profits is just basically a Private Party of Private Party and Crime Time. Maybe a little bit of New Day, but it's just so annoying, man. Anyway, so moving on to the next match. The next match, it was supposed to be Bayley defending the SmackDown Women's title against Nikki Cross. Unfortunately, Nikki was pulled from the card. So basically, Bayley's opened up like this open challenge for the title. Kind of like teasing of a babyface thing. Being a role model, trying to be a fighting champion, and all of a sudden it's a swerve. She's like celebrating, but instead you got Asuka, the Raw Women's Champion, answer Bayley's challenge. This is a rematch from SummerSlam. And unfortunately, it did not lift the hype. I like that match at SummerSlam between Asuka and Bayley. The match was, this is similar to Asuka Selena Vega match from earlier. just basically a Bailey working on the arm of Asuka. And then you got afterwards Bailey smack Asuka in the back with the chair that caused a DQ. And then you got Sasha Banks came out of nowhere, basically attacked Bailey. This is from weeks up in the like basically Bailey turned on Sasha. Attack Bailey with the chair while holding wearing a neck brace. Like I said, I don't really watch Raw and SmackDown. I watch clips on the WWE YouTube channel because I don't who watched Raw and SmackDown in this era in this year 2020. Anyway, so yeah, Sasha Banks, I'm guessing beat down Bailey, or I think Bailey chased off. So I'm guessing this is setting up the Hell in a Cell match between Bailey and Sasha Banks. That'll be on the 25th of October. Basically about 6 days, really, yeah, nearly a week before week before Halloween. I think, in my opinion, they should have done it at SummerSlam, but I think doing it in Hell in a Cell, that'll be good. That'll be 100% be in the Hell in a Cell. It will be in the cell. My theory that Vince is not going to really they kind of went full far on it. I don't think they're going to do this match at Hell in a Cell, man. I can see Vince. I gotta see Vince wants Charlotte Flair to come back to win the title. It's like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Charlotte Flair is done. I don't want to see that. We always seen it. They're just doing this to beat, trying to break Ric Flair's record. I'm guessing Charlotte's on 12. If she beat Bailey, let me say if they, if managed to beat Bailey for the title, that'll be 13. It's like, fuck that, man. It's been, they haven't really had a proper feud for 5 fucking years. Yeah, one match on Raw, that's it. People want to see Bailey and Sasha feuding for years, and Vince is just so stubborn. Never went full throttle, As for Bailey, yeah, it's nothing special. Yeah, this was a bad match between Bailey and Asuka because it's just building up furthering up the rivalry between Bailey and Sasha Banks. Bailey's nearly hold the belt for 1 whole year, and it's just like it's good. Bailey's kind of put the prestige into the title because, like I said, she's the wrestler makes the belt, and Bailey made the belt. It's not like right now. It's just basically the belt made the wrestler. No, it's the other thing around. The wrestler makes the belt, and she did well, put prestige in the belt. She put on good matches. I think my early predictions for Hell in a Cell of 2020. Hope it's no disqualification match in Hell in a Cell matches because they've been doing it for the last 2 years. I want to see Sasha defeating Bailey for the SmackDown Women's title. Give her a proper run. Who's to be a credible challenger for Sasha in the future. So that's my prediction. Sasha defeating Bailey in the Hell in a Cell match if they go in that direction. And then you got there was some crappy segments on the show. Only 1 or 2. You had the fucking 24/7 belt bullshit with R-Truth and Drew Gulak. You basically had R-Truth when dressing up like an old man. It's like an old prospector, not prospector Stinky Pete from Toy Story, but he dressed up like an old man. And then you got Drew Gulak basically won the title. One segment, and the other segment, Truth won it back. It's fucking stupid. It's basically just the 24/7 belt. It's just basically ruined the legacy of the hardcore belt of the Attitude Era. That's the 24/7 belt is. You should have called it the running belt. It's all it is. Just win the title, running away. Winning the title, running away. You look at the hardcore title belt. You don't see fucking Al Snow winning the belt and running away. You don't see Steve Blackman winning the hardcore title and running away. Same as Hardcore Holly. Same as the Hurricane. You don't see badass motherfuckers in the Attitude Era in the hardcore division winning the title and also then running away. No, it's a random thing. In random segments. You go to pin in random places, not fucking winning the title and running away. It's just basically shitting on the legacy of the hardcore belt. I wish they'd bring back the hardcore belt, but they can't do it. fucking PG. You know, I don't want to get into it, but let's move on to the semi main events. We got Drew McIntyre defending the WWE Championship against Randy Orton in the ambulance match. I think this is the first ambulance match in years. Actually, it's actually for 3 years. I think the last one they did was again. I think it was Roman Reigns, Braun Strowman at Great Balls of Fire of 2017. It was about 3 years. Anyway, so this was I call it the second best match of the night. You know, people are gonna overhype this because you had the legends. You know, first off, Big Show came out without the beard, chokeslam Randy Orton because I'm guessing Orton put him in the head early this year. They were fighting in the ambulance. Like one more of the match, Drew was going for like the Claymore kick. But instead, Owen got out of the way. He kind of like kicked the fucking ambulance door, from the front door cleaned off. Yeah, they're fighting in the crowd. They're fighting near like backstage or in catering area, and then you got Christian who punted Randy Orton put Christian in the head earlier this year. This was after. I think it was. Yeah, I'm guessing it was after. Randy Orton's match with Edge, the Last Man Standing match of WrestleMania Part 2, or it wasn't like after the greatest match ever at Backlash. I think it was earlier. And there was a good rivalry back in 2011 between Randy Orton and Christian. So Christian got his revenge on Orton. And then you got They were fighting. I think they were fighting on the top of the ambulance. One more of the match. I think you had, Orton slammed McIntyre in the back, in the front of the front window of the ambulance. That was sick. Yeah, they were fighting on the top of the ambulance. You got fucking Shawn Michaels. I don't know why Shawn Michaels came out of nowhere. I don't think Randy Orton put Michaels in the head. Yeah, he put it in the head way back in 2007 when he was starting out becoming the heel. Viper, ditch away from the Legend Killer. Michaels kind of chokeslammed, not chokeslam, sorry, switching music, Randy Orton off the ambulance, and he just left. Don't know why. It was just basically whatever. In the end, he's about to win. You had Orton hit McIntyre with the RKO. He's about to put him in the ambulance, about to shut the door to get the victory, but instead Drew kind of fought out, hit the Claymore kick. I don't like the Claymore kick, to be honest. I wish they'd go back to bring Drew's old finisher, the Future Shot DDT. I like that bring it back because Dean Ambrose is no longer with WWE because he's in AEW now. I don't know why they ditched the Claymore kick. I like the Future Shot DDT in my opinion, but it's just whatever. It's just that's me. Anyway, so in the end, he's about to shut the doors, but instead he kind of punted Randy Orton in the head, put him into the ambulance, shut the door, and Drew McIntyre retained the WWE title. Yeah, this was the second best match of the night. The Legends, it was good. I think the one thing kind of put me off a little bit is Shawn Michaels showing up for no reason. I don't know why, because Big Show and Christian, I understand because Orton put him in the head this year. I don't maybe years ago because Randy Orton punted the Big Show in the head in 2013. Orton didn't never punt Christian in the head in their rivalry in 2011. So, but with it's very funny, and you got Ric Flair driving the ambulance, because Orton punted Flair in the head twice, but he punted him in the head way back in 2009 in the feud between Orton and Batista a decade ago, not a decade ago, but like 11 years ago. And now he punted the head, I think it was a month ago, during the feud between Orton and Drew for the title at SummerSlam. So for Drew, I don't know what's next for Drew, man. Who's the next challenger for Drew? He's been like so far. His run was good. This is a good run for Drew McIntyre. I feel like since winning the belt from Brock at WrestleMania 36 Part 2, the Big Show match was okay. He had a good match with Seth Rollins at Money in the Bank, two good matches with Randy Orton at SummerSlam and on this show, and also a good match with Bobby Lashley. I think it was at Backlash. I think it was Backlash. The only bad match for Drew as WWE champion was against Dolph Ziggler at Extreme Rules Horror Show. That was, Extreme Rules for Dolph. That was stupid. Anyway, I don't know. They need a new heel for Drew, unless Drew can turn heel. And I don't think there's any credible baby faces out there. They'll probably do a few with Drew versus Kevin Owens. They never fought one-on-one before. That could be good, but who knows? But so I think it should have been the right time to have Owen won the belt. In my opinion, I predict for that match, but unfortunately, it's not meant to be. So Drew's a good wrestler. I think his run will end in the start of 2021. He probably drop the belt at WrestleMania 37 next year. Who knows? So it was. Yeah, like I said, it was a good match. Good ambulance match. Not a classic, but it told a good story. It was physical and really guy's redemption. I'm guessing like Orton injured Drew's jaw. I think he punched him in the head. Moving on to the main event. The main event, we've got the Universal Championship match. We got I almost say Randy Orton, but Roman Reigns defending the belt against Jey Uso. You got Paul Heyman as in Roman's corner. And they kind of changed Orton's attire. Instead, this is the first time in Roman's career since in NXT, before the start of the Shield. He's not wearing the Shield attire. He always traditionally wears the Shield attire with the Roman Reigns logo in the middle of the vest. Unfortunately, I think he's wearing like just trousers without just really Roman's physique is good. It's fantastic. It's not fantastic. It's a good physique. Vince likes big bodybuilders. Why did they just done it in the first place? Show his physique. He's got a good physique, Roman. Like, you ever see Roman Reigns' physique? His old pictures before the days of the Shield. He had a good physique. He had like mostly before his one arm, I think his left or right arm covered in tattoos. He's absolute. He's got good abs. It's better than the Rock's abs, because the Rock's abs are not that ripped. Anyway, so this is about like family. It's a family feud because they're both cousins, Roman Reigns and Jey Uso. I say a decent main event, but not a great main event. It's good, but not great. I think it kind of dragged a little bit, in my opinion. They build Jey Uso as this underdog. He has some offense, but you can tell Roman's starting to be this heelish. I think this is like I said, I was an advocate of Roman Reigns' heel turn, or this heel Roman Reigns. If you just did Roman Reigns the heel could set up really good storylines for the next year or two. For the last 5 years, Vince shoved this guy down our throats, and he kind of chased up so many viewers. It's made him as John Cena 2.0. Anyway, so it was basically he's bragged about showing like I'm the chief, I'm the king. Basically at one more of the match, he pulled Jey Uso by the hair, and you got this cameraman. He said, "Look at the camera, say I'm the chief." It looks like Jey Uso looks like he's smiling, but says, "Not today." And he basically Roman's just beating down Jey because he's not saying he's the chief. The chief of the family. I call The Rock as the true chief because Rock is more of a megastar, in pro wrestling. He's won more world titles than Roman. Roman's on, was it 3 times WWE champion, and 2-time Universal champion. This is his second reign because the first one was ended shortly because of the leukemia thing. Rock, I think he's a seventh. I think he's an 8-time world champion because I think he was 7-time WWE champion, and I think he won. He's a 1-time WCW world champion. Yeah, it was a beat. It was a massive beatdown. Showed emotion between Roman and Jay, and you got Jimmy Uso came out of nowhere, basically throw the white towel, and Roman Reigns won it by default. So it it was a bit intriguing in this storyline. I don't know if they're gonna continue it because the build Roman up at this heel. He's the chief of this family. It's the Anoa'i family. Like, he's just beating down him. It was completely one-sided. It's not like Brock Lesnar-esque, it's suplex, F5, and that's it. No, it was, like I said, Jay got some offense. He had opportunity to win the belt. Like I said, I don't want to see Jay Uso winning the belt. I don't think he's singles belt material, in my opinion. It's like one more of the match. I think he hit the Uso splash, and Roman Reigns kind of kicked out. But he also low blow Jey Uso in the balls at the same time. He's more ruthless. Like this is the Roman Reigns we should have seen a couple of years ago. Like the start of the Roman Reigns push in way back in, I said 2015, not 2014. Yeah, 2014, but 2015 should be the time because I think in 2014 he had some momentum, and when he suffered a hernia, his momentum was gone, and in 2015, this was the rise of the Roman Reigns push and shoved down everybody's throats. He should, when they did this thing during the feud between Roman Reigns and Triple H, he had Reigns beating the fuck out of Triple H. He should be coming out of the ring and beat the fuck out of him. People like Roman Reigns as in the Shield because he was the silent muscle. He's not a good talker. He's an ass kicker, man. I think that we show a little bit today. Sort of, you got in the end Heyman, they were wearing like reefs. I think it's a bit of a Samoan tradition. So anyway, so it was a decent main event. I was going for a bad main event because I know I'm guessing this is the best Roman Reigns match one-on-one for years because most of the time a Roman Reigns match on pay-per-views it's just negative heat because sometimes every time I watch a Roman Reigns match on a pay-per-view it just bores me to shit. It brings a lot of bad matches. It just bores me to sleep. But this time it shows emotion. So I'm kind of on board of the Roman Reigns heel wagon. Hope they keep him as the heel, but not this whole stuff. He's a tag team now. He's all saying he's a tweener because I don't want to see him as a tweener. That'll be good, but I want him as a heel. Fans want to see Roman as a heel. Just come out there and kicking people's ass. Not this. He's pointing these out. Come out with his lame jokes like it's a lame stuff like was it Jack and the Beanstalk and tater tarts. Suffering succotash. So anyway, moving on to really my final thoughts of on this show. So my final rating for WWE Clash of the Champions 2020. Oh boy, I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 10. I think it's a bang average show. The 3 matches, I think like I said, the match of the night for me has to be the triple threat ladder match for the IC title, Hardy, Styles, and Sammy. The second best match of the night is the ambulance match between Drew and Orton. I put Reigns and Jey Uso as the third best match of the night. It was like I say, it was like a decent main event. Some people are gonna overhype this. It kind of dragged, but they kind of build Jey Uso like this underdog. Had put Roman's money in his mouth, where his mouth is. In the middle, there were some of the matches are just rematches. I feel like it was, you probably see this on Raw and SmackDown. Asuka versus Selena Vega, that was a bit rough. Lashley and Apollo Crews, it's just another rematch. And the Raw Tag Team title match between Street Profits and was it Arandre and Garza. I put Cesaro and Shinsuke versus Lucha House Party for the SmackDown title, SmackDown Tag Team title. Also in the middle portion, it was just matches you already seen before. I feel like some of the contenders are not really like championship material. The only bad match on the show, I have to say Bayley and Asuka is, it's not the same. I thought it's gonna be the same situation. I thought it's gonna be the same scenario. Gonna be like, they had a good match at SummerSlam, and fast forward, really 3 months. 3 months later. Actually, actually a month later. Sorry, a month later. Going on 2 months. It was a bad match. It was basically similar to Asuka Selena Vega match, just working on the arm. It's just furthering up the storyline and the rivalry between Bayley and Sasha Banks. And also, there was no retribution for the third pay-per-view in a row. So what's the point? Because it's really sad. What's the point? Because look at Nexus. When Nexus debuted, the first pay-per-view appearance was Fatal 4-Way. They caused mayhem, trying to change the landscape of WWE, and then showed up at Money in the Bank. Interfered John Cena's match with Sheamus in the steel cage match. SummerSlam, competing in their first match, and he interfered in the Dolph and Kofi match, and showed up at Night of Champions. Retribution did not show up. It's just like, what the hell's going on? This is the third. It's okay if it's one, it'll be okay. I'll be okay. But 3 pay-per-views in a row without retribution interfered. I'm guessing it's gonna be WWE versus Retribution at Survivor Series of this year. Who knows? But anyway, so that's my review of WWE Clash of Champions 2020. Hope you like it. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Smash the like button and subscribe to the Central Man Network on YouTube. Yeah, guessing it'll be on a Sunday because that's NXT always. It might be on Sunday, the Takeover show, but most of the time it's on a Saturday, the Takeover show. So yeah, I'm looking forward for NXT Takeover 31, and also I'm looking forward for Bound for Glory this year. I'm guessing that's next month, Bound for Glory, because it's the 15th anniversary of the first show. So yeah, I'm gonna end the stream, folks. Hope you enjoy it. Thanks for watching, and this is Central Man officially signing out. WWE Clash of Champions 2020. It was an average show. It wasn't a bad show, but at the same time wasn't good. It wasn't great and fantastic. It was okay for what it is.